He's right in the creek bottom, Jim. Shoot.
All right, here we are, getting ready to go out onto the Quinault Indian Reservation. There's a lot of firsts happening for me. First time ever on a guided bear hunt, first time ever baiting bears, and first time on the Quinault Indian Res. So hopefully we get into some big coastal black bears and fill our tags.
Well, it's spring bear hunting in Washington State, so this is not a normal thing. Unfortunately, this is a pay to play, but this is what we have to do. But you know, when you have shitty fish and game commissioners, this is what you have to do. So I'm super excited to get out there, you know, suck at Lorna as usual, and you know, let's go. So the 2024 spring bear hunt was the second time for me. I met a guy in the gun shop, Larry Anderson, who had set up some hunts out there, and since our spring bear hunt was stolen here in Washington State, we don't have anything to do in the spring. So one of the only things to do for bear here is a pay to play. So we were fortunate enough to get some tags for the Quinault. Like I said, we did it in 2023. So 2024, Doug and I had been before, but 2024 we got to take the whole crew, and it was a really fun trip.
Well, we finally made it.
We're here. It took us a little bit to get out here. We had to stop about 1,000,000 times, but we're finally here. Getting ready to unhook the trailers. It's pissing sideways rain. Great weather for spring bear. And we're gonna go meet up with our guide and see what the deal is here and see if we can find some bears.
Let's go check on the other guys.
So on this trip this year, we got to take my old man, which was super fun, old Pop Cantrell, and then James got to go this year. And like I said, last year it was just Doug and I, and then we also got to take old Matt Russell along with us, which was super fun. So we had a bunch of guys in camp. We had 3 rigs go over and 2 trailers, and it's not a terrible drive from where we're at, kind of in Northwest Washington, and we get a drive around the Sound and out to the coast.
So on the Quinault Indian Reservation, they have their own Department of Fish and Wildlife, and they have their own biologists, and they have a program where they use science, and they base the number of bears that they want to take off of what science is available, and they allocate a certain amount of tags. So they give X amount of tags to the guides out on the reservation, and then they can sell those hunts or those tags to basically non-residents of the tribe.
Blow it out. This
Are you jacked, Jim?
Dude, I am so jacked right now. I'm like full of adrenaline right now.
Get super excited. Driving as fast as possible.
This guy's going like 70 miles an hour. He's like, we gotta get to this bait so you guys can sit there for 6.5 hours.
I'm excited, but day one, little bit of a rush. It'll be good.
No pressure.
I'll just see you guys when you come to help haul my bear out, right?
Yeah.
A little bit of a rodeo the first night here. We weren't really 100% ready to go right off the bat, and so we showed up and basically unhooked everything, started to put stuff away, and they showed up and they're like, "Are you guys ready to go?" And we're like, no, but we'll be ready in like 5 minutes.
Get my rifle too.
We're walking in to our base site right now. There's been a really big, massive, huge bear going in there. The bear looks like it's probably well over 400 pounds. So if we can get him to come into the daylight today, we'll get him. So wish us luck. In the midst of me and the excitement of going bear hunting over a bait and trying to get everything in the truck last minute, I forgot to grab shells from my rifle. So luckily, I was able to hunt with a handgun that night.
James, what do you think of our setup?
This is the closest shot I've had on a bear while I've been trying to sit and wait. I've shot a bear at 5 yards once, but this is a 10-yard shot to the spade. We hunted for about 6 hours over the bait and nothing came in. Chris had some better luck at his stand the first night than me and Doug did.
So I went and sat in a blind by myself the first night, super excited, and sneak out to the blind, get out there. And I don't know if you've ever sat for a long time in a blind, and when you're super excited, you know, and you've been driving for 4 or 5 hours, well, Mother Nature calls. So I got to creep out of the blind and make my way down the trail and across the road and up into the woods, take care of my biz. And then I'm like, I'm not that quiet, right? I'm kind of quiet, I'm not that quiet. So I'm like, obviously everything in the woods knows that I was like shuffling because all the bushes are hitting me in and out. So I'm like just hiking back. I had a pretty good step. I'm not talking to myself, but I look up, the blind's right in front of me, like, I don't know, 40, 50 yards. And I look at the barrel and there's a big black blob right next to the barrel. And I'm standing in the middle of the trail and I'm like, oh, shit. So I get my phone out, because that's the first thing you do when you see a bear, is get your phone out and start taking pictures and zooming in, and took some video. And I decided, it was the very first night, and I went there specifically I wanted a big bear, and we had seen some pictures of some massive bears. I'm talking like absolute smashers, booners for sure. And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna pass on this like decent sized bear the very first night. And then I go back and I remember I show our guide's like 80 years old, and I show him, he's like, see any bears? Like, yeah, I saw one bear. And I show him the picture and he's like, Jesus, why didn't you shoot that bear? It's a 300-pound bear. It wasn't a 300-pound bear, but it was an okay bear. It was like low mid 200 bear.
And we were after the biggest bear of that trip the first night, which was the legendary bear that all of us took turns going after. And then Chris dedicated the rest of his trip to try to kill.
Yeah, which ended up in a lovely shit sandwich.
So after that first sit, we didn't pack a nice lunch or anything in there with us. So it was nice to come back to camp, have a big meal. Chris cooked for everyone. We had a good time, stayed up late, way too late, and got ready to make a game plan for the next day.
So we're getting ready to go help bait some stuff, put out some cameras so we can get a little bit more of a dial on these bears. And we're gonna stuff these barrels and see if we can get the big boys to come in. Yeah. We are going on a
a baiting adventure. So it's time for us to take matters into our own hands and help out the guide and get all of his baits up to par so that we can shoot some bigger bears. So wish us luck, everybody. Sam, the guide, comes to camp and meets up with us and is saying that he's about ready to head out to go check baits and see what the game plan was for the day. So me and Doug decided that we would jump in with him, basically follow him around the reservation and check baits. So we loaded up a bunch of bait with the guide and went out and we checked baits and helped him bait barrels and set cameras, and basically got a good feel for what was happening on the reservation, where was going to be our best area to hunt for the night, and we were trying to make a game plan based on that. And so it was a really cool experience to actually go out with the guide, see what the baiting's all about, get used to the whole process of it, and try our hand at it and learn a lot too. So it was a really cool experience. Last night we put this up all over our bait. This is the Sweet Surrender from Boar Masters. I talked to a lot of guys that are really big baited guys, and they said that this is the one that works almost every time consistently. So we thought, why not bring it out on the Quinault? Let's give it a shot. So you think we should put the camera on?
I would hold off on this one. We got a couple more down the road. Stand in them.
Well, we're getting ready to go to a new spot. This spot we went and checked and helped rebait, and now we're going to go sit that. Matt's going to go swap to the spot we were at last night, and hopefully kill a bear off that spot, and hopefully Matt gets the big bear that we were after. So who knows? The world is our oyster. We're in a new spot. We just came in here earlier with the guide and spiced up the bait. So hopefully tonight something comes in and we can shoot it.
So second day comes and my pops had sat through the woods, like it was probably only like a mile, but it was a couple miles down around these gravel roads. And so the bears are probably hitting in both these baits, but I had told him he hadn't seen anything the night before. So I said, hey, why don't you come sit up on my bait? I passed on this bear and, you know, be a good bear for him. And so we pulled the truck up, and the truck's not even 100 yards from the bait, so we're packing all our crap into this ground blind. So we got like tripods and chairs and his gun's in like a big like soft-sided case, and so we pack all this stuff there. And I go, oh, you know, I left my bag for my chair in there, and I'll go back and grab it. He goes, oh no, I'll go with you. So we walk back. He's walking in front of me, and we're walking back to the blind. And I look up, and I had just got done baiting the barrel, which, like James had said earlier, like baiting's a hoot. I wish we could do it. It was so much fun. Like you're trying to, not get your scent in there. We have all these other scents going, butterscotch and vanilla and these breads and pudding and chocolate and all this stuff. And it smells incredible. So we're walking back. It smells fantastic. And we're not the only person and or thing that thinks it smells fantastic, because I look over the top of the barrel and there's a game trail on this old grown over skidder road, and it kind of winds back, but you can see, I don't know, 80, 90 yards, and probably 30 yards back from the barrel, here a bear's coming in while we're walking to the blind. I'm like, I tap my dad on the shoulder, dad. He's like, oh, what? And I'm like, there's a bear. And he's like, where? I'm like, where's your gun? He's like, in the case by the blind in front of us. I'm like, well, let's go for broke. So we kind of shuffle up behind the blind. He unzips this big soft-sided case, yards his 45-70 out, doesn't have a round in it, so it's a lever action, just louder than all get out. And he's 71. He doesn't have anything to rest on. It's not a super long shot, but still. And he pulls up and kind of leans over the top of this pop-up blind, and this bear peeks his head around, and he freaking hammers him and just dropped him right in his tracks. And I left my phone in the truck, and I'm still kicking myself for it because I can see it in my mind, and it would have been such great footage. But he got his bear on the second day, and it was pretty awesome.
Day 3 comes along, and me and Doug had the opportunity once again to go with the guide and check bait barrels, and we decided to throw Matt Russell in the truck with us as well. And so we went out, checked a couple bait sites, and we got to, I believe it was a third bait site, which is where me and Doug had sat the night before. And we decided to go in prepared as if we were going to hunt it and see if there was anything on the bait. So I went in with my gun ready to kill something, and we get in there, and the bait barrel had been just completely ransacked.
Cleaned it out. Ate all of that bait from yesterday, which was a lot. Me and Doug came up here, look at the bait, bait's gone. And we're talking, and this bear was right here, 20 yards away from us.
I looked off the bank.
He must have been sleeping.
Tracks, and I stepped off there, and the next thing you know, I heard a crashing, right?
And Doug's like, where is it?
He's right in the creek bottom,
And
Jim.
I just pulled up and shot really quick because he stopped. It was about 25, 30 yards. Yeah, probably 30 or 40 yards away. But the problem was I was shooting through this brush. I knew he was going to blow out. He had already blown out. I don't know. We're going to find out. We're going to find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out, that's for sure.
I shot right here. He was right in between this gap right there. So I had to shoot through this shit. Oh, here's my empty. So
You went that way?
He's probably
right
over there.
he went right up that and I disappeared right in there. So I'm just gonna go straight to where from here, where I shot.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to take a land mark here where he was. Right
It was
there.
kind of in that rocky spot, kind of in the center, wasn't it?
He was right. Well, from your angle, he was right there. But I'll just get down here. Wherever that log is down right there.
First, when the shot happened, and it was so quick, and it was a rush shot because the bear had already blown out. We weren't expecting to see a bear. Bear blows out, have to make a very quick shot through some brush, and that's not the ideal shooting situation. Although I was shooting a solid bullet that I knew I could shoot through brush with, it just didn't feel like 100%. And so I was kind of second guessing myself a little bit after the shot.
Yeah.
I think I see tracks right there.
So maybe it was a little further down.
Even after talking to the guide, I told him, I think I remember telling the guide, either it was a clean miss or there's a dead bear.
Yeah. He ran up there somewhere.
That looks like fresh grass right there.
Yeah, that does look like fresh.
I mean, even I spotted that.
But
He would have been, when I shot at him, he would have been somewhere. Zip of that.
And so at first we went down there and we started looking for blood and we didn't find any blood anywhere. And so we were getting a little bit worried, or at least I was getting worried. Everyone else seemed to be fine. And we got on the tracks and started following the tracks, and it wasn't more than maybe 20 yards on the tracks. And Matt spotted this dead bear.
Hey, hey! There it is.
Yeah.
he's right over there, Jim. Piled up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good bear. Oh yeah, beautiful bear.
Look at that.
Look at that.
It don't look like a bad shot to me.
Oh dude, that's a freaking dandy bear. Oh yeah.
Jim, way to go, man.
You did it, Doug.
Little sweet little walking.
What do you think there, Dougie?
Way to go, Jim.
We got him. That's a good bear too. Probably 18-inch skull. 6 foot.
Tell me how it happened.
Well, that was not exactly what we were expecting. We're coming in here to check this bait and make sure the camera was working, and we literally walked in, saw the bait barrel was empty, and we were just kind of looking around, and all of a sudden Doug goes, "There he is!" We hear this explosion, and Doug goes, "He's there in the creek!" So I just throw up cowboy style, shot through a bunch of brush, put it on his front shoulder, pulled back a little bit, and pulled the trigger as fast as I could, and he dropped. Well, he didn't drop. He ran up here and just piled up like literally 20 yards away. I was sweating bullets though for a little bit because I wasn't exactly an ideal shooting opportunity, but we got her done.
What a bear.
What a bear though. It's a good bear. I'm totally happy with that. I shoot him every day of the week. Well, right now we're making a little drag handle. We're gonna, here's a pro tip by the way. Bears are very awkward and heavy and a lot of dead weight, and it makes more sense to have a drag handle, tie the front paws and wrap around the head to this, and that way you get two people on each side with a handle and they can drag it out a lot easier. You get a little bit of weight off the ground, so it's not as bad. But we only got about 150 yards to the truck maybe. So it should be pretty easy.
headed to go meet our guide, and Pops is back at camp because he already tagged out. So James shot a bear today, and so it's just me and Matt. So we'll see if we can get lucky. But here we go. We're up in a tree stand, and Sam just came out and put bait in this barrel. Barrel was all gone, so we're gonna hang tight and wobble around in this tree that's probably not made for a man my size. We've got quite a bit of sway going on here.
So after we got my bear out and back to camp, we were kind of rushing to get onto the evening hunt. So I stayed behind, and Chris's dad, Papa Ron, stayed and helped me break down my bear and get it all in a cooler. And Matt and Doug decided to boogie out real quick and try to get to another bait site so that they could get set up for the night and hopefully shoot a bear.
We're all snuggled in. You put me right in the sunlight so I'd get sweaty again. Another new spot. He's dead. Got him. Got him. Dude, way to go. You know what I mean? Matt, what just happened?
He's got a bear down. Boy, it seems, I mean, we weren't here that long tonight, but you didn't hear him coming in, nothing. Just turned around and looked, and he was all the way down. I could just see the top of his back, and done. We haven't been gone out and seen him yet. Won't move until you got over here. First critter with this guy. Let's go. I mean, just spraying blood all through here on these spud. Shot him right on the other side of the barrel. He was looking up at us at our blind over here. And I was like, I gotta shoot or not. And I wasn't gonna pass on one. We've been after for days. This is the first one I've seen other than helping James carry out his. Yeah, I got a bear I get to eat. No help this year. Excited about having some more bear meat.
Oh yeah.
For sure. For sure.
So this was a special break-in hunt for Matt. He had just bought a couple different Winchester Model 70 rifles, and this one was in 416 Remington Magnum, which, if you're not aware, is an absolute hammer of a cartridge, which he bought for Africa, but he took it on this hunt and had just mounted his scope, shot it at the range, brought it to this hunt, and absolutely hammered his bear with it.
Oh man! So the last couple nights, I wasn't sure I was gonna get on.
Right on.
We just made it happen again. This is the second bear in about 4 hours.
The problem is, if I do this in
Look
my
at that.
raincoat, then my raincoat's gonna be just white.
They're just making it happen.
Right? Too easy.
Right?
You're good at this. See him. Easier pack out?
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Oh,
the other
he-
one wasn't bad.
He spun around around the barrel. It jumped up and did a barrel roll, and then he was done.
Yeah, he got
That
Doug
was
did a
really
great
good.
job on.
He's got another nicer coat. A little bit lighter.
Yeah, it's definitely not as thick as
It's
James'
not as
bear.
thick, no. Still
Think
pretty.
it'll still mount up
Yeah,
okay.
still pretty. Sure. Where'd you hit?
Right there.
That's the entrance.
Yeah.
Quartering towards you.
Yeah. He knew we were there, so it was like
did.
shoot or
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah. That's a good shot, though. Hell yeah.
Let him gut it. No.
You can count the rings, like growth rings in a tree.
Really?
Yeah. So if you get curious at home, take it out, sand it down flat, put it under a microscope, you can tell how old it was.
Well, you want me to hold this mount for you? Sure. Yeah, we have it. It's easier.
Just like our program here in Washington, the reservation also takes tooth samples, which they use to identify the age of the bear. So they require tooth be pulled for every harvest as well.
Through our
state
game,
biology
yeah,
deal.
through our game department.
Paid to do nothing.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a hell of a day. This is the second bear that I'm helping skin, including my own. And, you know, we started out by going to check baits, killed a bear, then had to rush back here after getting that bear out, went and got you and Matt set up. And then Matt, and then Matt shot his own bear, and it's a good bear. So now we're here on the tailgate, cutting up the second bear on the tailgate. And Papa Ron's out here helping once again.
It's just been a day of track.
It's just been a day of dead bears. Let's just put it that way. It's been a day of dead bears. A good day.
Hopefully Chris can make it a trio.
If Chris gets another bear, then I guess we're doing it one more time. Which is fine by me.
Yeah, buddy.
Party, party.
So it was just nice to have a spring bear hunt in our home state and actually get to go out and do it like they used to do in the 90s and the 80s and bait bears. And I just think that being able to do that with your buddies in your home state has a special meaning, and it definitely is something that I don't take for granted.
I had a really good time. It's fun. It's a really excellent opportunity to get someone maybe who's a little less mobile or a little older, you know, where you don't have to hike over the mountains like we usually do and pack in miles, where they can go and sit in a blind and you can spend, I mean, you're sitting on a bait for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours and you get to spend a lot of quality time. And it was really a really great, even though I didn't shoot a bear, I had a fantastic time hanging out with my old man, and that's really what it's all about. That was our second year on the Quinault, and I can't wait to double up next year because hopefully with the help of Sportsman's Alliance, we will have our normal spring bear season back and we'll be able to go to the Quinault as well. So I'll see you all next year.
Cross the river where the creek turns back, there's a trail in the woods. Not a lot of men go back there, but a whole lot that wish they could. Country like that will test a man, show 'em up and spit 'em out. That don't mean you shouldn't watch your back.